one of the things when people find out what I do as a financial planner is they'll ask, what do you tell people to do? What's one of the mistakes that people do that gets them into trouble, as they go? And it's a loaded question. But honestly, as you sit and think about it, the answer is not extremely difficult. I mean, honestly, the biggest mistake that people make is not getting started. And it's just, that is what it is. And I don't know if people think we have some, crazy answer that we're going to give them, or some crazy magical tool that we can offer. We don't necessarily. I mean, the reality of it is, because part of our job is to challenge people and help people and hold them accountable to getting started in the process. And, to me, when you think about time, to me, the word opportunity cost, I guess it's words, the words opportunity cost come into my mind. Because we see it on both extremes in terms of opportunity cost. To me, what that means is you have opportunity cost in way of people not getting started early. The opportunity cost is that you may have to work a long time because you basically chose to live a life of luxury or a little higher lifestyle along the way, which prevented you from being able to start maybe setting some money aside in terms of savings and planning for the future, or just not being able to draw the line in the sand and say, we need to do some planning. So that gets delayed and gets delayed and gets delayed, and all of a sudden you're at this point of your life where you want to start talking about retirement, or there's a goal that you've wanted to accomplish but you haven't been able to, and now you're thinking, golly, you may never be able to. That was the opportunity cost, was kind of living a little higher throughout your life, and kind of being backed into that corner per se. The other side of that coin is the opportunity cost of doing almost too much on the front end, where you feel like you have to pinch every penny, and you feel like you can't afford to do anything because all of your money has to go into saving for your future, and you've seen too many people run into problems, and you just have to, you tuck away every penny, you pinch every penny, and you get into this place where we've seen people come in and they almost can't get rid of all of it. Like we start talking, through some significant legacy planning, because there's no way they're going to spend it all. They don't want that much to go to their kids. So you get to start to have some fun conversations in that too. But the sad reality a little bit in some of those circumstances is there was opportunity cost there too on the front end of not necessarily living the life that they wanted along the way, because they felt like they had to sacrifice that to make ends meet. And now they're realizing at the end, shoot, we really could have done some of that along the way. So time really is an interesting concept. But the one I want to talk to today is this whole idea of just not getting started. If I were to pick probably two misconceptions that I hear people talk about often, the first one is well, I don't have enough. What is it? I could probably do $25 a month that I could start to put away, and that's not going to do anything for me. So is it even worth it? Well, the answer to that is yes, it is worth it. Like if you actually look at what $25 a month could do, like let's say you're 28 years old right now, and you're thinking, I can do $25 a month, and we just use an average age of 65 for you to retire. If you would be diligent in putting $25 a month away, and you just look at averages of the stock market and what they've given you over that time, we'll even pull up those calculators and those calculations with people. And obviously there's no guarantees in the stock market, but if it does what it's done historically, $25 a month for that period of time, when you look at what you actually had to contribute into the account and what that grew to because of compound interest and the time value of money, that's a pretty significant dollar amount that really can make a big difference for people in terms of their planning. So truly, like if you bump that out, if you say, let's run it from 28 to 65, and then you say, well, let's say that we didn't get started right away, and all of a sudden we're 38 and we're going to 65, there's a significant difference in the amount of money that you have sitting there for you at the end, just because of that 10-year delay, a 5-year delay, a 2-year delay. It all makes a huge difference. So there is a lot of value in just saying, I'm going to get started doing something. getting into the habit of saving it's an emotional thing as much as it is a financial thing. So that's probably the first one I see that people get a little uneasy with is, hey, I don't have enough to do this. So that first one was kind of on the investing side, where people usually take a pause and don't think they have enough to even get started. The second one is similar, but it's more on the planning side, that people think, well, I don't have enough assets to engage a financial planner. And like that one to me is a bunch of malarkey, to use a comment that I think my grandparents would say often. But to me, it doesn't really hold weight, because everybody honestly needs a financial plan. One, it doesn't matter if you feel like you're drowning in debt. A financial planner can try to help you walk through that phase of your life and try to get you to a point quicker to where you can start taking advantage of putting some money away. Now, how do you balance paying off debt versus getting started early in investing? We can have all those conversations and walk through those with you. Or people will say, well, I don't have any assets. All my assets are tied up in my business. I've given everything to starting my business. Well, you need to have a plan to figure out, how are you going to take care of your family? What if the business doesn't succeed? What if it gets really successful? But also, you're probably not going to want to do that business forever. So what are the things we can do to start set ourselves up to have a future outside of that business, or leverage that business to provide ourselves a future? What are the things that we can start to talk through in doing that? Financial planning is not all about having a certain level of assets that you can put to work for you for the future. It's figuring out, this is what I have and this is what we want to do. How do we connect the two? That ultimately is what it's about. So to me, those are the two misconceptions. I don't have enough money to start investing, or two, I don't have enough assets to engage a financial planner, both of which I think are poor excuses, and ultimately are the ones that are going to prevent people from doing things when they should, and where you start to see the delay happen, and they start to engage later in life, where ultimately we run into a problem with being able to help. The earlier that you can engage a financial planner in your life, the smaller corrections we have to make in order to get you on the path that you want to go moving forward. So that'd be my challenge, is to do away with the excuse of I don't have enough, and start to say, I just got to go talk to somebody and actually engage in the conversation. It's an important step to take, and that's my challenge to you, to take it.